So it's great to have you here. I'm Shannon Smith. My partner in crime for this whole week is Marlo Smith. Find us on Facebook, find Marlo, find me, find us on the gram, because there's always something fun going on. But when it comes to fun or certainly decadent and delicious fall flavors, let's be honest, nothing does it better than cast iron. Nothing does it better than braising. When you think moist and succulent and juicy, whether it's that hard, beautiful sear on your pork chops or your pork ribeyes from yesterday, or if it's doing slow cooked meats, or even a cornbread or an upside down pineapple cake, this is here. I buried the lead, Kitchen HQ, exclusive brand here at HSN. It's not your mama's cast iron anymore, because you can put this in your dishwasher, you don't worry about seasoning it, you even get gorgeous colors, a cook and look lid, and you get a whopper of a sale price. They are not messing around. We sold this for $60. If you're shopping during my show with Marlo, you're getting 4 flex pay. They only did that on a couple of items for our show. Flex pay interest-free payments, $7.49 plus shipping and tax to get it at home. 30-day return policy. Only thing you have to decide is what color do you want. We've got this gorgeous red, we've got that beautiful turquoise blue, or your black, 679-568. And we also have, Allison, you said it, oh, my producer, Allison owns them. Well, Mark, we are big fans of yours. Mark Gill is back, but we are big, big fans of cast iron. And now, nobody's getting their hands slapped for not cleaning it. You can do anything to this pan, Mark.
Anything. They don't need seasoning, anything like that. I mean, people love the coatings on our nonstick pan, but I tell you what, if you're like me, you show love through food. And there's no better way to show love through food than braising. And our braising pan is out of this world. It's the perfect size. So many times braising pans are giant, they're enamel coated. I mean, like, who are you cooking for? They're enormous. And unless you understand release point and that perfect 30 seconds where you can kind of let it go and it's not going to cause a big headache, you know, those big enamel cast iron pans can be tough. But ours are so simple, and braising is such a beautiful, lovely way to cook. It takes, you know, a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra care, but it's no effort on your part. The pan does all the work. Now, while this takes a second to soften up, I want you to notice something. We have high sidewalls on our pan. That means you've got the maximum cooking area inside, and with a 90-degree angle on the sides, you can now hold all the liquid that you'd want to hold for all of your braising needs. Now, we've given you a handle on both sides. We've given you those great colors. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put together a really quick, easy braised rib dish. And this is the kind of thing that I want you to do with fall and winter coming. You mentioned comfort food. With these crazy times we're in, you've never needed comfort food more than you need now. So we've got a little bit of beef broth, and now we're going to add a little bit of cooking sherry. And guys, that really is it. All you do now is give this a little bit of a quick mix. It's going to take care of itself as it boils away in the oven. And Shannon, all we're going to do now is we're going to return all of the meat to the pan. Now, by the way, because we use our nonstick cast iron, our proprietary nonstick cast iron, you don't ever have to worry about a hard cleanup with this. And you get that crust and that sear that is so, you know, indicative to a cast iron pan. So this is simply going to go in the oven or on the stove top for about 3 hours. And depending on the dish, that's how long it's going to take you to cook, of course. But I want you to see this. When this is done, when this is finished, and this is time to serve, I got to tell you something. Nothing brings people together like the taste of braised food cooked over a period of time. And if you're the one cooking, what's beautiful about this is you don't ever have to worry about that cleanup. So let me go ahead and grab this right out of there. I'm going to be careful because that meat is going to fall right off the bones. And Shannon, when it comes time for that perfect gravy, for all of those veggies and all of that sauce to kind of get in there, get to know one another, this really is just the perfect way to cook with the fall coming up. And I want you and your family to have this kind of dish to dig into all through fall and all through the coming holiday seasons, because that is about as good as eating gets. Isn't that gorgeous?
Man, Mark, you are killing me here. Hey, Robert, by the way, Robert is asking on Facebook, I don't have a specific weight on the pan. I don't bring my scale to work. I don't even like my scale at home, but I can tell you, yes, it does have a specific weight to it. However, it is cast iron, so it does what you want it to do, but the trade-off is you get that easy cleanability. You don't worry about rusting, you don't worry about oxidation, you don't worry about, do you put it on a grill? Do you put it under a broiler? Do you put it in a super hot oven? It holds the heat. That's the other thing with that cook and look lid. So even after you take it off the flame, gas burner, electric burner, in the oven, on the gas grill, it maintains that heat and it has even heat conductivity. So that easy cleanup with no oxidation. It is cast iron. You know I've got arthritis, so yeah, it's cast iron. However, if you haven't used your cast iron like I have, not only because of the weight, but because it's hard to clean, then you need to try this. So I hope you do it now. We have hundreds and hundreds of you joining us. This price is only good now or as long as supplies last. And listen, if you do decide it's not your cup of tea, Wakaya or otherwise, you get a 30-day return policy. So if you've used Grandma's cast iron, or if you got your hand slapped because you poured wine in there, or that's what braising is all about, Mark. It's funny because when I think of braising, I do think of, you know, Julia Child and a red wine reduction. And
exactly.
Boy, Grandma is going to give you a spanking if you do that with her regular cast iron, isn't she?
Well, you were limited by the types of surfaces that you have. So not only did we bring out our non-stick cast iron and our normal sizes that you might be used to seeing around the kitchen, 10-inch skillets, 12-inch skillets, 8-inch skillets. We also gave you this beautiful braising pan with that lid that's also raised. There's tiny little glass dots that raise that lid that allow you to do all this cooking on the stovetop as well as the stove. And that cast iron grill plate, that cast iron bottom is what's going to give you those incredible restaurant quality sears. So let's talk about chicken here for just a second. We're going to take this out of the pan just like that. And you want to talk flavorful, you want to talk aromatic. Watch what we're going to do here. Let's add a little bit of garlic, a little bit of shaved ginger. I got to tell you, it smells so good in this house. We're going to get some onions in there, some fresh chopped parsley, tarragon, and sage, and then, of course, a couple of bay leaves, and we're just going to give those a quick stir. Now, as you can see here, nothing's sticking to the bottom of that pan. Everything has already come off. When it comes time for cleanup, it's nothing more than a wipe. So the next time that you try your braised chicken dish, take a little bit of sake, pour it in just like that. That's going to give you a really unique flavor. And then we're going to add some soy sauce and sugar. And what this is going to do is caramelize down as it braises in the oven, or if you choose on the stovetop. So now all you do is return this. Now we want to keep the skin crispy, so you don't let the liquid go over the top, and you let the skin stay exposed. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this back here, and I'm just going to set it on top of the just on top of the stove for now, because we've got one that's cooked for you. And I got to tell you, if you've ever said to yourself, if I eat one more piece of dry chicken, I'm gonna lose it. Well, I got to tell you something. This is the most not dry chicken you are ever going to experience. So let me go ahead and grab the thighs out of here, just like this. And always remember, when you braise, everything that you put in there, and this is a great time to get creative and inventive. I mean, when we've got a little bit of time and we're going to work on our cooking skills, add whatever liquid you love. Do you love orange juice, apple juice? Do you love a little bit of lager in there? What kind of thing do you love to cook with? And here's what I want to do, Shannon. I'm going to set this down over here, and I'm going to grab that whole pan, and I'm going to kind of pour the liquid out into that plate. I think we got a big enough one, because I think it's important that you guys see the cleanup. Because a lot of times with the enamel-coated pans that we normally use for braising, the cleanup is an hour worth of rubbing and scrubbing. Well, I want you to watch this. We're done. That's your cleanup on your cast iron pan after cooking Sunday dinner for the family. You just saw that live. It's nothing more than a wipe. And by the way, if that's too much work, put it in the dishwasher. Get this pan home and try it. It's going to become one of your family's favorite in no time. Dishes like this.
And you are one of our favorites, as always, Mark. Thanks for your help tonight. Good to see you.
Thank you. How much fun.
Boy, oh boy, hundreds of you are grabbing this. Just try it. It is the upgrade on every regard when it comes to cast iron. That price